Jake Paul is once again at the center of boxing chaos, and this time the conversation is not just about who he fought. It is about whether the fights were ever real to begin with. Ever since the bout with Anthony Joshua, the internet has been spiraling.
Fixed. Are any of these fights prearranged? Are they fixed at all? Is there any discussion about, hey, you take an L, you're going to go down here? Because everybody says, oh, you held fucking Mayweather up. Mayweather held your brother up.
It's bullshit. I don't know about anything else in the fight. I'm talking about my fights. I can't speak to anyone else's fights, but also highly illegal. Like, you go to prison for the rest of your life type shit.
Well, with the Ben Askren fight, you know, I actually believed you would have beaten Ben Askren. I just, like, he didn't look in shape or at all. But I feel like, in my opinion, it was kind of fixed on how early you knocked him out. Like, I don't know. That's just...
People think and you think Anderson Silva's going to lose. You think Woodley's going to take a fall. You guys, you know these guys.
Yeah, no, I didn't think Anderson would take a fall, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I hate that you knocking out MMA fighters.
And I understand that, but just say that. You don't got to say like, oh, bro, he's on steroids and shit. Come on. It's a federal crime. It's illegal. Like,
hey, he made a good point. He said it is illegal to fix fights. It is. Because people be betting on that shit.
And bro, people think I'm like a multi-billionaire. They think I'm a billionaire and like, oh, he paid somebody $40-50 million to take a fall like that, bro. I don't have that type of money laying around to throw at people.
Hey, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but I know you probably signed an NDA, but blink twice if that Jake Paul fight was set up.
Blink twice.
I know you probably
I don't never blink because I got these liberty eyes. I don't need much air, you know what I mean, to keep them open. A lot of people wonder that, but think about this. If I say, Rampage, I'm gonna pay you $2 million, right? That this dude beat you, what you gonna do? You gonna feel disrespected, number one.
Yeah.
Right, that ain't enough money.
Yeah.
But I got paid in the Jake fights. For me to do that, I gotta be willing to walk away for good, and they gotta set me up for a while, at least not for life, but something like 20-something million where I can invest it and fall off in the shade, because that's what you would have to do. Would I do something like that? You would have to know me to know I'm too solid of a guy to even have somebody walk to me and ask me.
Yeah.
What happened to me is what was gonna happen to him had he dropped those hands. Before we fought, I said, hey, you can knock me out and I can knock you out, and I'm gonna try to fuck you up too.
Clips were slowed down, frames were paused, and conspiracy threads appeared everywhere. People pointed to body language, timing, reactions, even the way punches landed, all trying to argue the same thing. Something felt off. Many believed that Jake Paul's fights, especially at this level, were somehow controlled, managed, or even outright rigged. And that stigma didn't start with Anthony Joshua. It began earlier, when Jake Paul stepped into the ring with Mike Tyson, a fight that had already divided fans before the bell even rang. Some praised Jake for daring to share the ring with a legend, while others immediately questioned whether the outcome had been pre-written, whether the spectacle mattered more than the sport. Then came Anthony Joshua, and that's when things truly exploded. This wasn't a retired icon, and it wasn't a crossover novelty. This was a legitimate former heavyweight champion, still active, still dangerous, and still respected. And when the fight ended the way it did, the backlash was immediate. Something felt off.
Yeah. You know, like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for competition.
It hasn't. Yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're going to stand in front of that guy, and he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
Yeah, his movement in that fight was crazy.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
He was really keeping him moving around the whole ring, and then
you can't afford to get tired.
That's
the thing, is like he gets tired in a lot of his fights in the later rounds. You should really sort that out, because if he had a much bigger gas tank, like if he was training with like some of these elite world-class strength and conditioning coaches and just worked on his cardio, he'd be beating way more guys.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%. But it's like what he's doing is learning how to box, and he's boxing and he's training hard for sure. But to get that world-class gas tank, you need like a Sam Calavita, you need like a Nick Curson, you need like these plyometrics experts that got heart rate monitors on you, and they're checking when your recovery is ready and go.
Yeah.
And you're fucking yeah. You need guys monitoring your recovery, monitoring your heart rate variability, your VO2 max.
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. And maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well. But I told him what was going to happen. but it just took 6 rounds to do that.
People will criticize you for going 6 rounds with Jake Paul. How do you feel about that?
I deserve it.
Why? Come on.
Because
most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring to bring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet, who's 40 pounds heavier than him and 6 inches taller. That's insane. One of the most skilled fighters on the planet. My brother, as a fucking YouTuber, went 6 rounds with him in a fight with a broken jaw and rolled ankle. I'm so proud of him. That was just unbelievable.
I saw you talking crap to AJ at one point.
I was trying to get his head. I think I pissed him off. I was just saying fuck that shit. I love AJ.
Yeah.
But bro,
I saw you going on the fight game.
I was talking so much. But I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. Fuck this guy.
Broke his jaw, huh?
Yeah, he split his jaw. Yeah. He don't care though. Jake's having a fucking blast.
Yeah. We'll see him back again for sure?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Logan. Appreciate you, brother.
Fans said Anthony Joshua carried him. Some claimed Jake Paul was protected. Others went even further, arguing that the entire thing was scripted for maximum profit and minimum risk. And here's the important part. This channel does not claim that Jake Paul rigs his fights. But the conversation exists, and it's loud. What fuels it is Jake Paul himself, because he doesn't avoid the noise. He leans into it, laughs at it, and dares people to prove it. In doing so, he keeps the spotlight exactly where he wants it on him. The truth is, Jake Paul has done something no one else in boxing has managed in years. He's blurred the line between sport and spectacle so completely that people no longer know what they're watching. Is it elite competition? Is it entertainment? Or is it both? That confusion has become the brand, but now comes the real problem. What's next? Because after Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua, the bar is insanely high. You can't go backwards. You can't fight nobodies. You can't pretend anymore. Every next opponent has to be bigger, scarier, and more legitimate otherwise. The accusations of fights being rigged will only grow louder.
Your chin. I mean, anyone who questioned whether or not you had a chin, I think the answer to that question was proven last night. Bro, you can take a shot. Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter that he's fought.
Yeah.
And he hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground, I was like, that was a good shot.
Dude. Did he surprise you with his power?
No, to be honest, no. But I mean, he surprised my jaw. It's literally
Off your
snapped,
face,
bro. It's literally snapped,
dude. When
completely snapped.
After the fight, you were like, I think like one of my teeth is, and you open your mouth out, and I was the first to see it. I went, oh, you broke
your jaw,
dude. On both sides.
No, I really take my hat off. So I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know, he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight, but you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticize people. They're not doing what Jake Paul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment and ended the fight eventually on his feet after the stoppage. So, you know, I think he'll have to see physically how that jaw, I don't know the severity of it. It's a very difficult injury to come back from. But he showed he's got ability, and that's what we said. You know, he's dedicated to the game.
Jake Paul now sits in a dangerous position. If he wins again, people say it's fake. If he loses, the entire empire cracks. There's no easy path forward, and that's why his next move matters more than any fight he's had before. Does he chase another legend? Does he fight a prime contender? Or does he fully lean into entertainment and stop pretending it's pure boxing? Whatever happens, one thing is clear. Jake Paul has changed the sport forever. Whether people like it or not, the stigma isn't going away. The scrutiny is only getting worse. And the next fight will define whether he's remembered as a disruptor or exposed as a spectacle that finally went too far.